Video games are bad for our health. I don't really think that it is bad for health though.
Okay, and why do you think that it is
Um,
not that bad for our health?
it is because like it's not like it's not like um it's not like too bad for health. Like it's only have like an impact. I mean, it do have impact on our health, but like not entirely.
Okay, I have to agree that there is an impact. We call it like complications on, of course, on a health of a person, especially to those who are pregnant, just like what I've stated. Okay, they were more prone for um what is this one findings or in their kid would be um would have this kind of disease, would suffer in this kind of condition. It is because they were too exposed with radiation. They were into how do you say this one? They were into um focusing more on video games, on social media, on online transactions. And it is also stated in an article which I will just mention when I have a time to get it again that okay, exposing yourself more on cell phones and computers do emit radiation, and that radiation would put your health at risk. So yes, there is an article about that. And okay, that's it. So that I think we can both agree that playing video games is not that really bad for our health. Not unless, of course, a person would like skip their meals just to play video games, just like the story that I've told you the last time. It is not also bad for our health, not unless, of course, a person would sleep in time, would take time to would use time to sleep more than to play more, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I think yes, because that is how video games can actually affect health with those unlesses. Okay, so I think we are done now talking about video games. So again, what in a simple sentence or in a simple statement, will you please summarize what a video game is? How is it helpful? How is it harmful? And what are the benefits that we could gain? And what are the harmful effects that we could have when we do play video games?
Like video games is not like too much like harmful, but it can make you like late to bed. Skipping my breakfast, dinner, or lunch.
Mm-hmm.
But it couldn't help us develop our like teamwork skills, our other things like yeah.
Okay, that's it. So that is how we summarize the word video game and the ideas about it since we've discussed it further at least 3 days, I think. Okay, so now I think we can now open the topic about what is on the board.
Internet.
Okay, internet. Okay, any idea about the word internet?
Internet is like the thing that um is the thing that connect people from a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
I could say like that. Yeah,
Okay,
I could say like that.
it is also a form of communication. I mean, it is not really a form, but one way to communicate to other person in other places, right?
Yeah, it is like from this place to other place.
Okay, so how important is internet for you?
In for me, internet is not too much of like important for me, but it is like essential for me to every day. Like without internet, I cannot like go online and check the news. I would have to like return to the stone age like
Hmm?
that. Yeah, I
Okay,
would have.
we all know that internet, of course, is quite important. But would you rely your living on what you've seen online, what you've seen in the internet, or what you've noticed when digging more of inside the internet world or the online world?
Like a lot of things.
Okay, a lot.
Thinking, for example, you could know like the news that has been around, like that. You could also have like download a lot of games, watch the news and other things as well.
Okay, so do you think it is safe now to use the internet? Do you think it is safe to associate yourself with something that you just found online?
Like you will have to have like um check it before you actually do anything.
Okay, that's it. What about, okay, what is your viewpoint whenever the government would tell, okay, there would be an internet, but all you can access is just Google or just the search icon on your mobile phone? It is the only thing that will connect to the internet. Okay, what would be your initial
That was
reaction or viewpoint about it?
that is the worst thing I've ever seen. Like for example, you cannot just like because it's not always like correct, and sometimes it's like as well just have like the fake. Yeah.
Okay, of course. It's also for Teacher Rana, it is also the worst thing that I've ever, encountered. If ever heard the government would announce, okay, you cannot use Facebook, you cannot use TikTok, you cannot play video games. All you can do is to search online. Okay. Now, what if the government or the head government would suggest that, okay, for example, your country, let's just say that the government in your country would suggest that you guys have to live like what the North Koreans were living. I mean,
Okay.
would you be able to survive without an internet in a country like North Korea?
I would still be survive if I have food, water, and
Uh-huh.
other things like clothes. But living like that is like the worst thing I could ever imagine.
Okay, it is worse. Just like what you just found online in North Korea, you were not allowed to at least browse online. You were not allowed to watch movies that came from other countries, especially the American countries. You were not you were not allowed to at least post your picture online to expose what is in North Korea because it is prohibited. Okay, now I want to know what if tomorrow when you wake up, the internet in your area is not that fast and you were very stressed, you wanna play games, you wanna socialize online. So what will you do?
Oh, me, I would
Yes?
definitely just not use it like I don't really have to use the internet like immediately
Uh-huh.
because it's not that good. Like when you just do it like right now.
Mm-hmm. But what if you were like having a quiz online and suddenly
Oh,
there is a poor internet connection and then your teacher when you speak to him or her, like, okay, why are you just lying? Your internet is good. But the reality is, no, your internet is quite poor, and that you cannot really focus on the online quiz. So, what will you do now?
We can try to give her what is happening. But
Mm-hmm.
if she still don't believe me, well, there's only one way, which is if she still doesn't believe me, I would try to do other things. Like give her proof that my internet is actually bad and cannot join the quiz. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Of course, that's the best. I think one of the right ways on how you can give solution to that particular problem. Okay, now I want to know again, what if you don't have that fast internet connection at home, but okay, your teacher simply assigned you
Um.
to give facts about something, um give different researches about something or different words, for example, in English. So, what is the best way or alternative to do now?
Just through books and as a resources that doesn't require you to use the internet. For example, you could still search online from the book or
Mm-hmm.
ask other people about it. You don't necessarily have to always rely on Google or other searching stuff that you will use. You don't always
Okay.
have to be like that.
Mm-hmm. I have to agree. You can just simply, oh, I will just get books. Okay, the school provides us with books. So why am I not gonna read it? Okay. Now I wanna know if, for example, your father is far away from you or from your house or from your hometown, and he is working abroad, and then you were left here, I mean, in your country with your mom, and then suddenly you lost connection to your father because, okay, maybe in that country it is very poor or the internet is very poor. So, what is the best way in order to think or to know that your father is in good condition?
Then I would have um, maybe write a letter if I can.
Of course, the
Yeah.
best and the old way of how we can communicate is giving of letters. So it will take time, but at the same time, it could be an alternative for us to know if the someone we love is actually safe and are still alive. Okay, I think that is quite good. Okay, now I want to know your idea when we answer number one.
Do you think internet is the best invention ever? For me, kind of that got to be a gift for me. But in order to have internet, you also need other things like electricity. So I
Uh-huh.
don't think that is what I would say.
Okay, yes, it is a best invention, but not the best of all the inventions that we had. Of course, if there is no electricity, there's no internet. Okay, if there are no like satellites, there are, I mean, there is no internet. So I think that is not really the best of the best invention that we ever had. Okay. So what do you think is the influence of having internet to the people or to the human? I mean, to the humanity, to a human like you.
I you say again.
Okay, again, since we are talking about internet, what do you think is the major effect of internet to the humanity, to the human like you?
There is a lot of things. For example, a lot of memes from the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, there is like a lot of things that's like come from the internet, and without it, we are just kind of like like we cannot do anything in our to do anything. Like we are now just too much rely on the internet. So without it, like we just be like, what happened? I cannot post my mail onto Facebook. I cannot get any stuff like that. It would stuff like make people freak out,
Hmm.
and also stuff like things like not really good, stuff like that.
Okay, of course, it affects us in so many ways. Just like, okay, those that you've mentioned about the memes, about the pictures that we can post online. Okay, so now I want to know in business world, for example, how important the internet is.
Like for me, it was kind of like be the thing is which is like you may not need other things, but internet is something that you always need because without it you cannot kind of like do
Mhm.
anything.
But I think that internet is really important in the business world because it is one way of, for
Yeah.
example, there someone would create an ad on an ad or an advertisement just to promote their product. They would like feature a model and then will like post it on electrical billboards. And they would also use the internet for business transactions abroad. Okay, so there are so many ways on how internet can affect the business world. Now, I'm quite curious, what would be your initial reaction if ever the internet would drag you in the dark web? Are you familiar with the dark web?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
That web is kind of like the thing. Most people are kind of like think dark web is kind of like not really good, but actually that is just the thing like the uh, like the web to have like things
Mm-hmm.
that to protect like the password in it actually.
Okay, but I think,
So but
mm-hmm.
the thing that is actually dangerous is the deep web. Yeah.
Yes, I have to agree. I've searched it, the dark and the deep web, and I came up to I am dragged to those videos that are very brutal and that there are like chips from the government that is like circulating on that marketplace. Okay, well, it's quite scary, but okay. As much as I want to continue tackling about the dark web or the deep web or anything